Mr. Ivankov, I just want to say I'm online now.
Thank you, Mr. Mucha.
Стефане, честит рожден ден, виждам, че си на линия.
Сърдечно благодаря.
Нали днеска? Правилно съм учил.
Днеска точно така.
Да си жив и здрав.
Благодаря ти, Любо. Аз предлагам още 2 минути да изчакаме и да започваме. Вече имаме представител на DRÄXLMAIER. Те постепенно ще се включат другите. Господин Таков, добре ли е така? Добре ли е така?
Да. Аз съм окей. Да. Аз съм окей.
Herr Mutschler, Entschuldigung für die Frage. Hat schon Herr Juncker sich angemeldet, oder?
Der Herr Oecker muss sich kurzfristig entschuldigen. Ich werde seinen Part dementsprechend mit übernehmen. Das tut mir leid, ja, ich müsste am Anfang sagen.
Okay, gut, dann können wir vielleicht anfangen.
Ja, also
Okay.
Ich würde dann zunächst vielen Dank für die Möglichkeit, für die tolle Organisation, vielleicht jetzt auch nochmal im Namen der Firma DRÄXLMAIER.
Ja, wir werden jetzt auf Englisch fortsetzen und dann...
Ja, oh sorry, yeah,
okay.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
let's start then. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you so much for today's meeting, to the organizer, Mr. Boyko Takov and the Bulgarian Small and medium enterprises promotion agency that is always so active and proactive to support the Bulgarian small and medium business. And thank you for the wonderful organization today. I would like to thank also, of course, the company DRÄXLMAIER for its presence here and for their interest to cooperate with the Bulgarian companies that can be their suppliers in the future. I hope that today's meeting will be the first step in this direction. I would like to briefly just say a few words on DRÄXLMAIER. The company's slogan is Mobility of Future. So DRÄXLMAIER is among the top and largest automotive suppliers, for not only for the German, but for the global automotive industry, with more than 60 years of history, with more than 60 locations worldwide, with 75,000 employees worldwide, and more than around 5 billion euros turnover yearly. The company is a main supplier for Audi, for BMW, for Daimler, for Volkswagen Group, and for many others. And the company, we have established a good contact with the team led by Mr. Juncker, the global vice president of the company for purchasing, in order to find new options, new possible ways for Bulgarian suppliers to be partners to DRÄXLMAIER. The company has a budget, but Mr. Muchler will say more about that. I think about 1 billion euros annually for purchasing. And we want, due to the support of the Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprises Agency, bring the Bulgarian possible suppliers to this option. The Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprises Promotion Agency, on the other side, is the leading Bulgarian organization under the Ministry of Economy for internationalization and support of the medium and small enterprises business of Bulgaria. And it is impressive how many and how active online events are happening right now. I'm sure that this first event for DRÄXLMAIER in Bulgaria, with the support of the BS, the Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprise Promotion Agency, will be a successful one. So I would like to give the floor now to the main organizer, Mr. Boykotakov. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yonkov, and for your words. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, it is an honor for me as Executive Director of Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprise Promotion Agency to be the organizer of this event. Of course, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to DRÄXLMAIER and personally to Mr. Gheorghan Uker, Vice President Procurement of the company, as well as to Mr. Stefan Yonkov, Head of the Economic and Commercial Section to the Embassy of the Republic of Bulgaria in Munich, for the excellent cooperation in the organization of today's business meeting. One of our agency's main goals is the promotion of international cooperation between the Bulgarian and foreign enterprises, and to assist the Bulgarian companies in increasing their international sales and market shares. This support is provided through the organization of a large number of events, trade fairs, participation, trade missions, networking events, business delegations, and so forth. Over the years, the agency has proven itself as a leading organizer of business events that have met thousands of potential partners. As a government authority responsible for trade promotion, the agency knows how important exactly is for the companies to find the right international markets and partners. I strongly believe that today our German friends will meet excellent Bulgarian business partners because the automobile sector is one of the stars of the Bulgarian industry in recent years. The production of parts and components for cars is one of the sectors whose expansion in recent years has become one of the motors of the Bulgarian industry. Thanks to the common European market and the globalization of car production, European and international supply chain as suppliers and subcontractors for world trend brands such as BMW, Mercedes, Renault, Nissan, Audi, Ford, Porsche, and others. I'm glad to share with you that in 2017, 90% of European cars have parts produced in Bulgaria. In 2020, the annual turnover of Bulgarian automotive industry is more than 4 billion euro, according to our automotive industry map, part of our project BG Industry Map, an online platform which shows data by region, number of employees and financial results of 14 Bulgarian industries. Also, Germany is one of Bulgaria's leading foreign economic partner, and there are strong traditions between the two countries, which today allow us to work effectively for the development of the bilateral economic relations. And a quick look at the numbers proves that the bilateral trade with Germany in the first 6 months of this year amounts to more than 2 billion euro, which is 13.2% share of the total trade of our country. In this pandemic situation, which has changed the business rules all around the world, I want to say thank you to all participants in this webinar today, because, dear ladies and gentlemen, you show that despite the challenges, the international business is ready to adapt to the new market conditions using the new ways of communication. Your presence here encourages to work harder and harder to be able to present to you more positive news about the Bulgarian business environment very soon. I would like to wish everyone a full meeting, and thank you very much once again.
Mr. Takov, thank you so much for the kind words and the introduction. I give the floor to Mr. Muchler from DRÄXLMAIER that we met, I think, 3 weeks back with him.
About, yeah.
More or less, yes.
Yeah,
so, Mr. Muchler, the floor is yours.
I also want to share with you at first my particular in such times where we are, just still keeping it going, the exchange of information, in order to basically achieve in the very end our mutual goal, to get that what Mr. Takov basically also already mentioned, a close business relationship, hopefully, and as well as you mentioned it already, as you said, the growth, Germany, Bulgaria, and that way, where we put a lot of hope into it. We have seen it already 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, like you said, that we can make something work. And I think we have already good examples in that regard anyway already. So we are very excited to be a part of that meeting here. Very much appreciated, first of all. Then I also would like, to share a couple of slides with you, which brings you then a little bit more into, what DRÄXLMAIER is. From my point of view, even though Mr. Yankov, you already explained it quite well, from that what you probably did a research on and what you have known so far. Very much appreciate that. So therefore, if you don't mind, I would now share a couple of slides, which I think helps, to get a better understanding what DRÄXLMAIER is in that regard. If you So you should see now a presentation. Can you all see it? Mr. Yankov, can you see it?
Yes.
Good. It takes probably a second till it goes to presentation mode. Here we go. So the company profile, I walk you through, and I think it's been mentioned from you, we supply more than 100 premium cars, just mention a couple of them. You see here, with the pictures, and that's not even covering all of them, basically where we are supplying towards. And premium, that is really something which stands for, I call it DRÄXLMAIER, we are really, that's our main focus. You see here with a Bugatti, etc., etc. These are just a couple of them, which you haven't mentioned before, and that worldwide. We already, and you see it here, and I want to highlight that here, we also expanded our customer base here with a Maserati, Lucid. Maybe the one or the other has heard about that customer. Tesla, we have a long time already. Actually, we can say in our customer portfolio, we are always going into that. Also with India, Italy, and Macedonia, these are countries where we are already basically settled. And I know, Mr. Yankov, you are in close communication with Mr. Bude in that regard when it comes to maybe DRÄXLMAIER becoming a part of the family for Bulgaria too. So therefore you see, this is nothing nothing uncommon for DRÄXLMAIER to expand, in a kind of a quick way in such areas, and Bulgaria definitely plays a role in our strategy in that regard. Technology, we play a big part of it. Sustainability, I will get later on into that a little bit more. We also have with the multi-rail wiring harness, something which we see where we're looking into having then our footprint also for the future actually. Here I go a little bit more into what we actually do, with electrical systems, with the wiring harness. That was basically some invention what DRÄXLMAIER got famous for. I call it in that way, that we really do the customer specific a customer specific harness, meaning we really go into whatever the car needs, in specific car by car, not doing a wire harness which has all options. We do really the specific options, and we are able to supply that just in time. It's something where DRÄXLMAIER is still, even having that already quite a while on the market, but still has the lead, I call it in this way, and there are not a lot of other suppliers which are capable to do it that precisely than us. With electronics, that's an area, where we are quite big into it with a power management, that's growing enormously. Mr. DRÄXLMAIER always had I call it from a strategic point of view, the right nose, I call it, in order to invest in the right things, where he basically just not only keeps the company growing in one section, like interior rather than basically also in other areas. Interior system, that's basically I guess where the most of you guys know us for. With instrument panels, door panels, center consoles, there we are quite present as DRÄXLMAIER, also worldwide. I'm coming into that also in a little bit. Here you see, and assembly is something where we also are active quite a bit actually with the customer JLR in that regard, where we really do full assembly and also do have a vertical and a horizontal integration. That's something which we also offering and having a business with our customers. And then this is something, very important, and you see it nowadays becoming, especially now, where we are going gradually more and more into the electrical in the electrical vehicles, with the battery systems. We are quite part of that. We are delivering battery systems. For example, Porsche is one which is already fully integrated from us with the DRÄXLMAIER technology in that regard, control boxes and whole battery systems. This is something where we're quite engaged, and this business is currently growing a big time. Yeah, awards, I don't want to go into all of them, but you see also, DRÄXLMAIER is recognized in general. We have a couple of them where we are for sure proud of. That means, we, like you see with Tesla Supplier Award. So we are also with, I call it potential new customers in that regard, or with new customers recognized. Then the global ladder covering of interior system, that's something where DRÄXLMAIER is also famous for, that we do, I call it more than a decent job in the integration, then that's also with the sustainability something which is growing. Mr. Yankov, we had already the one or the other conversation, I guess 3 or 4 weeks ago, where we also looking into having maybe from Bulgaria somebody which can support us with such kind of topics too. With fibers, NFPP mats. This is something which is growing more and more as a need, as a business need. And here a footprint, you mentioned it before, we are worldwide active, with Americas, in Mexico, Nicaragua, USA, or Asia. You see we have quite a few plants there, with Africa, with Europe. You see them all. One name is missing here, where we are currently working on, when it comes to Europe, that's Bulgaria. Yeah, of course, and Mr. Yankov does here a great job, basically promoting that. And I think it's getting along quite well. Here a little bit of a history. I show you the whole slide. I don't want to spend too much on it, but you see, with Mr. DRÄXLMAIER Senior, he started 1875, basically pretty much with a little, I call it a leather company in that regard, and then in the automotive, it started 1958. Where he got the first order of 50,000 cable harnesses for the Gogo Mobile. I don't know whether the one or the other still knows that one, but that started the whole thing with the Interior. And since then, DRÄXLMAIER grew big. And I come into the numbers here also, and you see, now the pictures are, I guess, don't know whether I can. You see here, it stops here now with 2015, but since then we got to all of these premium customers, which I have shown you before. Here. This is the numbers, Mr. Yankov, you mentioned that already. We have here with 2019. Since 2020, it's not over yet, and anyhow, probably will set us a little bit, but not so much, But in the very end, we considering ourselves currently with roundabout, and I think 20 will at least stay the same level, with roundabout 8 billion, pretty much, and employees, he already mentioned, Mr. Yankov, we are currently around about with 75,000 worldwide. What is worth to mention here, we are in 20 countries and more than 60 locations. What is worth to mention here, of this, I call it 4.89 billion, the half of it is pretty much purchase material. You see, the half of it is purchase, so therefore that also gives already a quite of a playground, when it comes to looking for potential new suppliers and suppliers which we do have for sure in our portfolio. Here again, sites in Europe. You see again, one site is not popping up yet. Anyhow, you see we are quite present in Europe. Yeah, and then here again, mega trends, basically mobility, urbanizations, new ecology, which I mentioned a couple of times, will become more and more important, especially when the CO2 playing a bigger role. When that comes from, we have to really look into to get in that regard. Further and further individualization. New luxury is something where we see where the trend gets different. Where we are quite engaged to get these market trends tackled the right way. Here we go. A couple of examples. Which we do have with the BMW i8. We are there basically big time into the business. Renewable raw materials, that's what I meant, where we are quite investigating. And here, with lighting, that's basically something where we feel will play a big role, where we look into how we can integrate that, in our interior systems. And then here with new methods of communication, it's Ethernet, basically how we can that integrated in our systems. This is where we are quite engaged. And that was pretty much it. You know, from my side, which I want to have shared with you, so that you get an impression what DRÄXLMAIER is. The DRÄXLMAIER is not just only that's, I guess, the core message. You know, a supplier or I call it supplier when it comes to the customer side, or customer which can looking for one technology. You see, we are quite broad in every area. And you know, the success what DRÄXLMAIER has done so far shows you pretty much that Mr. DRÄXLMAIER, that DRÄXLMAIER, has considered the right sections, you know, in order to get that what we all want to have, the growth in the right direction. So if there are any questions, you know, feel free to ask. And I hope it gave you a little bit of better impression what DRÄXLMAIER does.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Muschler, for your presentation. As you mentioned, we hope to have DRÄXLMAIER soon in Bulgaria, but today's meeting will show you that the Bulgarian companies can be also your partners when you are in Bulgaria, not only now. So in this regard, I give the floor to the companies for their presentations. Please.
If you allow me just to say a few words on behalf of the automotive cluster in Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
Hello from my side. My name is Ljubomir Stanislavov. I am the executive director of the automotive cluster in Bulgaria. This is basically the association of all of the automotive companies here. We have a lot of presentations. I can go very quickly through one of them. But what I want to say before that is that we are really happy from the interest of DRÄXLMAIER. We can help in two ways mainly. So, of course, the first way is we can help DRÄXLMAIER to identify specific companies and suppliers in Bulgaria. We had done it this many times for different OEMs and many more, and of course we can help also DRÄXLMAIER if they decide to go to Bulgaria and to find the perfect spot and location. We had done it many times. I'm not going to go through the whole presentation that we have, but this is what you see at the moment. This is the map that Mr. Boyko Takov was talking about. We are doing this map from 2012, and this is the latest version, so you can see where the centers. Of course, the biggest automotive centers currently are Sofia and Plovdiv, the two biggest cities. This is normal, but also you can see that we have other places like Ruse, Vratsa, Burgas, Stara Zagora, and many more, which are now currently developing and coming onto the map. So there are some very, very interesting trends. I just wanted to share something before that. This is basically where we start. This is the picture from the founding of the automotive cluster, and these were the data in 2012. So less than 500 million, less than 30 companies, less than 9,000 people, and less than 1% from the Bulgarian GDP, only one R&D center. This is where we are today, 4.3 billion euro, 67,000 people employed. They dropped really with a small number now this year during the COVID, and now this number is coming back. So maybe beginning of next year we will be in terms of number of employed people where we were. So 2020 is not so bad actually for the Bulgarian automotive industry. More than 270 companies, 28 R&D centers. This is something in which Bulgaria is really, really strong. and between 10 and 11% from the Bulgarian GDP. So these were the map. Bulgaria got very late into the automotive industry for many reasons, mainly historical. But now there is a very strong connection between the IT, the electronics, and the automotive industry. Here are some examples, like one of the supercomputers, 5G lab. We have a project for a test track for autonomous vehicles, and many more. I saw that you were talking about a lot about electronics, about software. So the latest software of the new MBUX2 system of Mercedes-Benz was basically fully developed here in Bulgaria by Bulgarian software engineers with Vistion. Bosch is now generating a huge R&D center, and the whole program for interior autonomous driving features is based here in Sofia. This is Gestamp Etem, and they are developing some aluminum technologies here for battery boxes for electric vehicles, for crash box systems. 80% of the sensors used in the vehicles in Europe are basically done here by many companies, but one of the leading one is Sensata with 2 factories and 1 R&D center. Melexis with computer chips. You were talking about the ambient lighting. So basically most of the computer chips used in the ambient lighting in the vehicles are produced here in Sofia at the moment. And Festo, Bulgaria is becoming the 3rd biggest location now after Germany and China for production in the Festo world. But they also are now generating a huge R&D center here in Sofia, mainly for automatization, software, and Industry 4.0. We have, for example, Yazaki, one of their 3 factories is doing cable harnesses only for electric vehicles already. So we have experience in that. Hanon Systems, of course, you know the former Magna. Coastal with the plastic. This is the fastest growing company actually in Bulgaria in terms of number of people. BHTC and many more. So I don't want to take too much time, but we would like to help DRÄXLMAIER either to find their local partners here. We are supporting also local companies to enter into the automotive world, and especially in the field of automotive electronics. And of course, we are ready to support you if you are looking for more how to establish one of your production activities here. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Stanislav, for your words. And now, probably it's time for the Bulgarian companies to present themselves with few words, just to see where the cooperation can be identified with DRÄXLMAIER. So I give the floor to the Bulgarian companies as organized by the Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprises Promotion.
Before that, maybe it will be useful if Mr. Juker could focus on what DRÄXLMAIER is looking in Bulgaria, so that we could be more precise when we describe ourselves.
Okay, Mr. Mutschler, vielleicht? Sie?
Yeah, I think you have seen, what our portfolio is in the very end. I guess, me being now a part of it is that we are for sure looking into injection molding, with all kind of technologies behind of it, painting, flocking, everything in that regard. Kinematics is something which we are quite interesting. So I call it, little bit more challenging. I call it systems in that regard. We're also looking into electronics. We're looking basically pretty much, we are quite open in that regard. In every little area of these technologies which I have shown you today. We are more prepared, to looking into the injection molding, kinematics, with surface and without surface technologies. But we are looking in every area when it comes to Bulgaria in that regard. Does that answer somehow your question, or do you want to have even more details in that regard. Mr. Ganev, was that, or what was your name?
So I hope this answers the questions. So the Bulgarian companies have the opportunity to present themselves. Of course, everyone who wishes to do that, so you're welcome.
May I start? You hear me well? So my name is Rumiana Grozeva. I'm Executive Director of Regional Development Agency of Stara Zagora and member of the board of the Industrial Zone Zagora, new created modern zone here in Stara Zagora. Actually, I'll not present exactly company which could be a subcontractor of our partner, but I can present you the possibility to invest in the region because actually this is one of the regions who will be very impacted by the transition to low carbon economy, and this is why this new modern zone is created to mitigate all of the social economic impact that could be happen here. Currently, the first stage of the zone is already built. It's half full with newly attracted investors, and now the second stage in upon designing of new 400,000 square meters near to Stara Zagora. Here we're also, I'll try to share my screen if it's possible. Yeah. What we are now doing in partnership with the university here in Stara Zagora Traki University is to establish a laboratory for virtual multi-wall immersive reality, which to support the investors in their research and development activities. Because our ambitions is to attract investors in with high value added in their manufacturing, and actually automotive is already presented in the region. As far Oscar Ruek is located here in Stara Zagora. It's an investment attracted by the agency probably 12 years ago. And also in the region, there are other companies from automotive industry. As Mr. Stanislavov already said, Stara Zagora is one of the regions where this industry is well presented, and I hope that our partnership with the University of Trachea and Karlsruhe Technological Institute also will be as a challenge advantage for the foreign investors. I'll share this presentation with Mr. Yankov and Mr. Takov in order for all of, if you need much more information, also stay at your disposal. Thank you so much for this possibility to present Stara Zagora.
Thank you, Mrs. Grozeva. Actually, I myself have presented already Stara Zagora as one of the possible locations for DRÄXLMAIER, but of course it is just a preliminary phase, so it's not, they need time, of course. So now it's time for the Bulgarian companies to present themselves, basically those who can be suppliers for DRÄXLMAIER, because today's meeting is with this focus. Also, Mr. Muchler is representing the department of DRÄXLMAIER that is involved basically into purchasing of products. So the team that is responsible for investments is another one. But thank you so much for the kind words and for the interesting presentation. So ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours.
So maybe, sorry, because Ms. Grozeva already spoke about Stara Zagora, it could be my turn as a representative of this region, also as from one of the investors in Stara Zagora. So I'm representing Oscarik Bulgaria, which is a Swiss interest company, which has invested in Bulgaria in the year 2006, and since then we are successfully developing the plant further. Our core competences, I will also like to share. shortly presentation. Do you see something besides my face, or still not? Yeah, I believe yes. I believe now it should work.
Yep.
You see my screen?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so very briefly about Oskar Röeg. As I said, it is a Swiss company established in the late 1891. In the metal sphere, it is since the beginning it is working. Has started with production of springs, but in the 60s the company turned to the automotive supply chain and to the stamping of metal parts. With 2000, we have seen that more and more the stamping parts need some assembly work afterwards, and that was the reason for the establishment of Oskar Röeg Bulgaria in 2006. Where initially we worked as an extended workbench, just providing the assembly service for the stamped parts. So with the time, our operations developed further and further, and right now we are fully equipped to take over separately and on ourselves new projects. We will see later on in the presentation also some examples of it. And the next big milestone for our company is the opening of Oskar Röeg de Mexico in Querétaro back in 2018, where we are also following our key customers in their development and satisfying their needs. So just briefly about the locations, you see the buildings and our certifications. We are all certified according to a EITF 16949. Key markets is still the automotive industry with roughly 85%, and then we have another 7% in building supplies, 6% in electronics, and 2% machine industry. Some of our customers we work for, you will see some of the big names in the headlight industry are there. So afterwards I'll show you some examples of our production. We are producing stamp parts mainly for the headlights, but not only. Also, we are producing some cockpit parts for the infotainment systems, especially. Also some assembly groups, and yeah, that's just a portion of our portfolio. So some examples of stamped parts. This is one of our most important product families right now. The heat sinks for LED modules. Assembly, production of the components is done actually in all 3 locations, and then we assemble them together via clinching operations. Some other examples, other applications for headlights, just very briefly. This I wanted also to mention shortly. This is another very big niche right now in the headlight industry. Those are mirror shutters where although the part is pretty small, a couple of different processes are applied, so it is not easy to have this as a final product. It is a question of know-how and good quality. So some of our infotainment parts we produce currently, and also, as you mentioned, you're entering into the electromobility and applications for electrical vehicles and battery. We have also projects for some contact elements for EV. So besides the stamping part of the business, I would like to mention also very briefly that we take over non-automotive or just assembly groups. This is an example for medical application.
Sorry to interrupt. So today's meeting, of course, is with the focus of automotive industry, and very interesting is your presentation. However, there is a link at DRÄXLMAIER that you can upload your presentation, and this is the advice I hope also from Mr. Muchler, every company to upload their own presentations in order for them to be scrutinized and, of course, selected afterwards.
That's a very good point. Maybe to put a little bit more on that, you know, each company has the chance to basically register within our DRÄXLMAIER system in that regard. So therefore, I want to emphasize that here. So meaning we have our platform for that. It's our supplier portal, so-called, where you basically can get yourself registered. And as more information you provide there, as easier it is for us also to understand whether this technology which you are offering is basically fitting into the portfolio what we are looking for. So therefore, don't hesitate and don't leave this chance out. Also to basically, when you want to become a part of the, I call it DRÄXLMAIER family in that regard, when it comes to suppliers, utilize this chance too. Okay, that's a good point, Mr. Iankov, that you have mentioned that.
Thank you, Mr. Muchler. So, Mr. Kumanov, please go on, but just be short because the other companies also.
I understand completely because some of us started with some presentation. That's why I wanted also, but I understand time is gold. So one sentence for finish. We are offering two things, mainly stamped parts production on a high level, and also assembly groups independently or in connection to this. And I will provide the information also, the presentation afterwards. And I have already tried to register, I have registered myself at the DRÄXLMAIER portal. So thank you very much for the patience, guys, gentlemen.
So thank you. So please take the floor, whoever wants.
Hello, good morning. My name is Nina Nikolova, and I would like to introduce our company just to take the opportunity to complete the picture of Stara Zagora region. I'm representative of Videoton Bulgaria company. Our company now is a successor of DZ2 company, the electronic giant in Bulgaria. And 2 years ago, we celebrated 50 years of DZ2. Now we do not produce hard disk drives as in the past, but our company is mainly known as subcontractor, and the main activities now are focused in 4 companies located on Videoton Bulgaria site. We have VEAS Bulgaria company providing electronics manufacturing services, PCBA production mainly. Also, Videoton Bulgarian Holdings providing electromechanical assembly of electrical devices for industrial purposes and household appliances. And also VT Bulplast providing molding of thermoplast, thermoset parts, and also tools, design and manufacturing. And of course, I will upload our presentation on the link of DRÄXLMAIER. I just want to mention that we had a very good partnership with DRÄXLMAIER for production of wire harnesses for 5 years yet, from 2006 to 2011 for the production of wire harnesses. Unfortunately, for several reasons, this business has been stopped, but frankly saying, we are eager to restart our cooperation, and maybe afterwards we can get in contact.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I suggest that everyone limits himself to 2 minutes time in order to present his company.
I'm Martin Ganev. The company is Ansa Borima. I'm the owner of the company. We are working on plastic injection molding and BMC, Duroplast injection and compression molding. So this is the composite technology. I believe we might be the best in Bulgaria in this. We are also in assembling. We are preferred supplier to ABB and Schneider Electric. We produce per annum about maybe 20 million switchers for them. The payroll of people is directly, indirectly 400 people. We grow approximately 50% per annum, and we export to 13 countries on 4 continents. We are opening now our 4th factory in North Bulgaria, mainly Northeast, which is logistically quite convenient for exports to Western Europe. So this is briefly. I will send a presentation through the portal. Thank you.
Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Ganev.
Again, go ahead. I don't know if I'm mute or not. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity. My name is Tom Rav. I'm the general manager of TGV Bulgaria. It's the newest comer to the Bulgarian scene. Actually, I was supposed to be represented by our people in Plovdiv, but as we speak, they are installing our new injection machine. We are a French family company that we have been working in Shenzhen, China for the past 20 years. We decided to create a manufacturing footprint in Europe, and we chose Bulgaria for that purpose. And we provide, very briefly, solutions that combine plastics injection and progressive stamping, including overmolding, sub-assemblies, all sorts of solutions that go to automotive and to other industrial players. Some of the companies you mentioned, like Sensata, like ABB, are already our customers for many years worldwide. And our intention is to replicate what we have been doing successfully in China into the Bulgarian market. In China, we also do non-standard automation, where we developed assembly machines and testing machines, non-standard, fully customized. This is something that I was happy to learn recently, that Bulgaria is very much going toward this direction, and eventually will help us maybe to implement this activity as well in Bulgaria. But what we will be doing starting from the beginning of next year is plastic injection and progressive stamping, and of course overmolding and sub-assemblies as well in our site in Plovdiv. So I would be very happy also to share with you more information on the platform, and hopefully we can work together in the years to come. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well? Hi, my name is Maria Stambuleva. I'm a representative of a Bulgarian company called Ledanim. We are a company based in Blagoevgrad, which is kind of an hour drive from Sofia, quite close. We have more than 20 years of history, and we have an expertise in the production of a wide spectrum of products, ranging from leather goods, bags, to car upholstery. And this is exactly the segment where we hope we can find a suitable partnership, being a subcontractor for the production of car upholsteries. I will be very brief in the presentation. We have worked with some of the leaders in in the field of bag production, for example. We have been working with Samsonite, we have been working with ST DuPont, we have been working for Chloe as well. And for car upholstery, we have been a partner for Grammar for about 4 years, from 2006 till 2010. So basically that's from our side. I don't want to take up very much of your time. We will upload all the documents and the presentations on the platform so you can get to know our company in more details, and hopefully we can find a form of partnership for the future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mushler. If I remember well, Grammar was also partnering with you in a way?
Yeah, I call it partnering, but we do have Grammar as a supplier, but obviously they are also, I call it, competitors to a certain degree, you know, so that therefore we do have a relationship with Grammar, yeah. But a partner, I wouldn't call it partner, I would rather say, you know, a good relationship in that regard, you know, we do have. Yeah.
Competition in partnership and partnership in competition. Then.
That's exactly, you know, a good way to describe it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours. Use this opportunity.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me well, or?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so my name is Kirill Peshev, and we are here with my colleague Ivan Ivanov. We are representing a company called Group Molding. It has 2 production sites that are specialized in injection molding entirely. One is in Smolen, and the other one is in Pazardzhik, from where we are calling at the moment. We are mainly supplying injection molded parts to Coastal Group, as we are utilizing technologies like Mucel technologies, overmolding, these are parts with inserts, both metal and magnet parts for sensors, also some sub-assemblies and tampo printing of molded parts. This company, Group Molding, is part of Ariete Group, which is under Czech management. And the group entirely has a broad portfolio of services to automotive companies, providing services besides from injection molding, also complex logistics services like warehouse management, forwarding, expedition, and so on. Thanks.
Sorry to re-ask, please. What's the name of the company? Group Molding.
Group Molding, yes, this is the name.
Okay.
We are going to provide a presentation afterwards.
Yep, just for my notes. Thank you.
Yeah, please do. And I want to utilize again. Go to the platform. That's the way, you know, to basically get into our system, and in that one also utilize the chance to upload this presentation in there, which then basically gives you the opportunity to become a part of the DRÄXLMAIER family, as I said before, which we very much would appreciate.
When we just had an injection molder in, maybe we can continue with injection molders now. I really would appreciate this. So any kind of injection molding with or without surface and also kinematics. So when would be great. Okay. So we can see something, but we cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Great.
Perfect. My name is Michael Atanasov, and I represent Armaco Industries company. Our company is part of Arcus Armaco Group. is well-diversified industry and financial conglomerate with over 2,000 workers and turnover over 400 million euros. We are looking for product diversification to develop our portfolio and long-term partnership. Therefore, we have interest in automotive and hydraulic sector. We can provide R&D, production, and quality assurance. We are founded in 2016, and now we have around 19 employees and revenue 30 million euros. Armaco Industries has products groups that are divided as follows: machining, injection molding of plastic product, metal powder injection molding, die-cast aluminum, thermal treatment, and galvanization. We have international certification of ISO 9001, 40001, 45, and 50001. And now we have a preparation for EITF 16949. Of this slide, we can see the company growth and the development of our company the last 5 years. We have series production of machining, and we are proud that our machine cycles are comparable to the average cycle times in Western Europe. We have rotary transfer machines of Swiss manufacturer Fifna and multi-spindle automatics of German manufacturer Schutte. And we expect deliveries of machine in the next 2 years. We also have milling machines and CNC lathes. And of this folio, we can see the molding production of our company. We have 1 aluminum die casting machines, 4 injection molding machines of Battenfeld, and 1 continuous sintering furnace of Kremer. We are capable to provide tool manufacturing, and therefore we have all kinds of necessary machines, cylindrical grinding machines, surface grinding machines, machining center, EDM wire machine, and die sinking machines. We have a very high level of tool management with our universal measuring machines, and we have advanced tool storages and tool vending machines. Our technology department has softwares from next generation of mechanical and electrical design, simulation, data management, and manufacturing solutions. We can offer quality assurance and all kinds of tests and measuring of our products. And of course, we think about our future and have a cooperation with American College Arcus in Veliko Trnovo and Technical University of Gavrovo. We finance the training of the best students. We are located in Laskovec, Central North Bulgaria. Thank you for your attention, and I'll send the presentation of our company. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. May I continue with the injection molding? My name is Desislava Monova, and I'm representative of the company Lomini. The company is established in 1992 as a private company in Sofia, but in 2018 we decided to establish a production base of production of injection molds for plastic and other polymers and molded plastic products. The company is also a member of Automotive Cluster Bulgaria, and I'm here participating with our technical manager, Mr. Kirill Vasilyev, and if you are interested in any further questions, you can relate it to him. Also, for the next year, we plan to work with liquid silicone rubber, 1 component liquid silicone rubber products, and 2 components with rubber together with polymers. If in case this is interesting for you, we can discuss it further. We have already registered ourselves in the DRÄXLMAIER website, and we can provide you with additional information regarding our project in the automotive industry and together with a short presentation. So this is our brief presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. One question. You just said you are planning to do liquid silicon, right?
Yes, liquid silicon rubber. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Anybody in the line who's doing painting for automotive already? Or maybe flocking or any other kind of surface within the automotive sector, so for interiors especially. And when surface, which one?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm Katya Georgieva from BUA Enterprise. We are manufacturing artificial leather, and yeah, we are situated in Svilengrad, Bulgaria, so we can offer all kind of artificial leather to you. We can send you pictures of our catalog, or if we get to know a little bit your requirements for artificial leather, we can respond and yeah, do anything that you need.
That's definitely interesting too. Yeah, I would very much appreciate to get there more information. Very much appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah, I will contact you also later.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, you all have seen that we are looking in every area. You know, we've definitely, today basically pretty much more so into injection molding and surfaces. Raw materials definitely plays a role for us. I have shown that before. Alternative sustainability plays a big role, but also electronics. Metal stamping. I appreciate that. Basically that was brought up. So don't hesitate. Don't hold anything back. Anyhow, I want to emphasize the way in is the supplier portal. That today, maybe emphasize or then also trigger something that we may be reaching out to you even faster. So therefore, but don't hesitate to present yourself here. Okay, go ahead, and we are super excited to hear from each one of you of the opportunities.
Okay, so then can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So my name is Johannes Seifert. I represent here company Volaplast. We are Volaplast, it's Volaplast. We are located right now in Spangenberg. This is in the middle of Germany. We are an expert for injection molding, functional plastics. The most materials we use or we work with is PA, polyamide, PPS, we are specialists for PPS, PBT and POM, but also other kind of materials like PP and so on. One component and two component injection molding, as well as metal inserts for connectors and so on. We were founded in 1961. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. We were founded in 1961. Our roots are mainly in the medicine technologies, but in the early 70s, we also started with the automotive industry. And nowadays, we are mainly an automotive supplier. We have 85% automotive share, and we deliver to tier 1 suppliers as well as directly to Daimler and Opel as a tier 1, so directly to the OEM. And last year in 19, we founded a new production site in Bulgaria, 1 hour south from Sofia. And this building is ready end of this year, and we start our production in spring next year. And we're gonna have there injection molding as well as assembly. We also assemble, that means mainly for windscreen washing systems, hoses, connectors, and so on, but also other sub-assemblies. Yes, so this is what we do. We are a family-owned company, still 100% family-owned, with 180 employees here in Spangenberg, and we plan to have round about 100 in Bulgaria.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, my side. Also, it's great to see other German companies cooperating on the territory of Bulgaria, of course, and this shows how Bulgaria is attractive also. Another German success story that has been just mentioned, the newest one probably. I think they are also ending their construction, as Mr. Seifert said, but we are hopeful for their opening now. So the next one, please.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Victor Stoyanov, CEO of Bullmode, and our core competence is in research and development, including CFD design, CFD, FM, numerical simulation, and kinematic. Bullmode is listed at Brabus Automotive GmbH in Bottrop with our supplier number. And we have our completed project for Daimler-Maybach Pullman from the idea to the final product. And about me, I have the degree in the aerospace technology at the University of Stuttgart and most of 10 years experience in the company as Daimler in Mercedes-Benz Technology Center in Sindelfingen, Helle, Lippstadt, Eisenach, Holzgerlingen, and areas of collaboration, research and development of interior and exterior parts as door system, panels, or decorative parts. Of course, the numerical simulation too. It's short information about our activity in Bulgaria.
Very good. Very much appreciated.
Thanks a lot for your time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, since we are already ahead with the time, I would suggest if anyone else wants to present his company, the time is now. Otherwise, I would invite both sides for questions. If there are any questions to DRÄXLMAIER that you're interested to ask, or DRÄXLMAIER, of course, to the companies. Thank you. So I think everything is clear. Mr. Muchler, I would like to kindly ask you if you could give us also the link to the platform just in the chat, probably to everyone, so that it's easier for them to, for the companies to grab it. And I think it has been a great presentation and a great event today. Are there any final questions from anyone? So if not, let me thank to the main organizers from the Bulgarian Small and Medium Enterprise Promotion Agency, personally to Mr. Takov for his support, and the whole team of the agency that has been so supportive with all the organization. Thank you also to all the participants from DRÄXLMAIER, to Mr. Muchler for his thorough presentation and the interesting opportunity for the Bulgarian companies. I'm sure that this is the first step to a great partnership and another success story in Bulgaria. So thank you so much again, my side. And probably just a few final words from the others.
I would like, on behalf of Mr. Boykutakov, I'm Boriana Mincheva, the head of Department International Events and Cooperation, and the department that is responsible for all kinds of such business events. We are really very grateful to promote the Bulgarian business and to organize such effective events. I think that today it was really a very, very effective meetings. So the possibility that DRÄXLMAIER is offering to Bulgarian companies to upload their presentations to the platform is really a very useful, and we are registering now this presentation. We will upload it on our site. So if there will be any questions from the Bulgarian companies, feel free to contact us on any time. Mr. Yonkov, thank you for your support. Really very effective one. Thank you.
Better?
Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe some last words from my side also, as I unfortunately I'm sorry I was late to be here for the start of the meeting. So again, thank you very much. I would like to ask all companies which are representatives here in the meeting. I mean, feel free register in our portal. Mr. Zuru just shared the link. You can see it here in the chat. Feel free to register there, because this gives us the opportunity really to review your companies. This is the perfect link for us really to see what is going on the market there in Bulgaria, especially in these days as nobody is able to travel around. We only have the internet, but to have meetings like this is a much better opportunity to get in touch with each other. So feel free, upload anything, and then definitely we can keep in contact. So thank you very much again.
Excuse me, I just noticed that the page that was shared is all in German. Is it possible to share it also in English?
Sure, it is. Yeah. Claudio?
Yeah, I will do it briefly.
Oh, appreciate it.
I will send direct contact, so you can switch between languages, German, English, and maybe others as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you my side as well. Best regards from Munich. Actually, this is quite fulfilling, since this is the first event of DRÄXLMAIER, especially in Bulgaria. Till the moment, there was some events in other countries around Bulgaria. This is the first one in Bulgaria, so I'm really very satisfied, and I hope for the best. Thank you my side as well, and keep in touch, everyone.
Yeah, let me also one more sentences, and then all of you, I call it pretty much dismissed. I think Robert Vetter already said it. You know, it's now the 5th time. Register, provide as much as possible information so that the buyers, which then are going to promote you further or not, I have to say so, do have as much as possible information in their hands so that they can allocate you correctly. And then, Mr. Yonkov, I very much appreciate, you know, all the efforts which you put into that and basically made that work. You know, it's very much appreciated, in particular in such times where we are, super essential, you know, to keep it going. So therefore, I very much appreciate that, and it's really something which is not common from our point of view, you know, and and also very, very, very big thanks in all of the companies which participated here. It's not easy, I understand that, you know, to present themselves in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you know, but we got a lot out of it, I can tell you that. And we are super excited. We are really looking quite hard into getting into the Bulgarian market. And so therefore it's a really super chance to do that right now, to basically make yourself aware towards to DRÄXLMAIER. We would be very happy to find very good suppliers in that regard, which then can be, as I said before, part of our family in that regard. Very much appreciated that, and all of you, to all of you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mucha. Thank you for the kind words. So with this, I say goodbye to everyone and keep in touch.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.